Hi, I'm Chuck Dorsett for Weaver Leathercraft Supply, and this is the Leather Element. Send us a question, and once a week, we will do our best to get a good answer back to you. Now this week, great question coming in from Scott. He's got a problem with contact cement. And yes, this can be a disaster for you, your shop, and your project. But you'll see, 2 unbelievably easy fixes, and you'll never have trouble with contact cement or lining a project ever again. Now, we're going to line a mouse pad. Very cool. Going to drop some suede on that. In fact, we're going to use suede because just like a saddle seat, that's going to add some grip. That's going to stick on my desk and not move. So we're going to go with this simple veg tan. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how consistent that dye is. Pro dye, light brown with Cadillac top coat. And we're going to drop in a liner. Now, the purple does not necessarily match a light brown, but is that not a beautiful color? We have 21 equally beautiful colors of suede. All right, so let's do this. With this leather element, how about more do, less talk? Cool. We're going to step to the other side of my cutting table and glue a liner on. Now, with our 2 pieces, let's deal with this one first. What I want to do is take the piece with the most body, or the face piece. And the reason I say this is because usually I'll line during assembly, so it's no issue. But say I want to line a panel and put that inside of a briefcase, what I want to do is take my heavier piece, or the piece with the most body to it, and cut that to the pattern. Now, let's flip that over. Barge, great cement. We carry Barge and S18. Now I'm going to let this hang over the edge of the table just a bit. Get a little bit of glue on that brush. I don't want too much. Again, watch for these little streamers and whatnot. But they're not too bad. There we go. Now, I'm going to take my brush and I'm simply going to brush off the edge. I'm going to brush across the edge of my project off the table. Therefore, I got no issues with glue getting on my table. And that glue, right to the edge, no wraparound, no issue. All right, so I'm going to go all the way around and then fill in my center. And my last edge. And notice too, I can simply, as I go around a curve, I can simply turn my project to keep that edge off of the edge of my table. Very cool. A little stringer there. There we go. There is glue on nothing but the back of the project. That's what I'm looking for. Perfect. Let's set that aside. Now, with our liner, save us a little time, I drew in a line. I've simply taken my pattern, laid it in. The coolest, best trick for lining leather. Overcut and overglue. We're going to do both, all right? Now, that line, don't worry about it. It does not have to be perfect. It's simply a guide. So what I'm going to do is take my glue, and I want to overglue that line, maybe about, 1/4 inch, 3/8, something in there. I just won't glue all the way around. Because if I do that, when I lay this in, no air pockets, no misses. And there we go. So I'm just going to glue this all the way around. And again, because I've overcut, I'm working inside my lines. No risk of getting glue on my table. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Very nice. Let's set that aside for about 10 minutes. Let both pieces dry. Then we're going to put those together. There we go. Look dry, feel dry, but a little bit tacky, contact cement. Now, one of the things with the contact cement, you have one shot. That's the great part about overcutting. I'm not worried about missing my mark. Easy enough. Now, with my second piece, say you've got a little ripple across there. Easy enough just to tape that down if you want to. Now, I'm going to take this piece. I'm a little too close to my edge over here, but that's no issue because I've got ample glue. I'm going to lay that right down. I've got glue all the way around. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So let's take a rolling pin. I'm just going to roll that out. Pay a little extra attention to my edges. There we go. That looks good. Now, I'm going to trim. I can certainly use a straight edge. You can go that way if you're more confident. But also, too, new blade always. Now I'm going to use my body, my heavier piece, as my straight edge. And I'm simply going to cut with my blade angle low. I'm going to cut right across that edge. Look at that. Looks like it was die cut. How clean and tight is that? Okay, so I'm going to cut all the way around and we're done. There we are, ease and outcome. How clean, tight, and professional is that? Got a little bit of a white line there. That's no issue. I can take a dauber, little bit of dye on it, the light brown dye. Simply run that along the edge. When it dries, that white will take on that brown Perfect. How cool is that? And there we go. Glue on nothing but my project. Is that not a gorgeous, finished look? Very simple, couple of easy tricks. Now, one more trick though. Storing contact cement. I love the Barge. It's never let me down. The problem is it's going to take me a while to get through this can. About halfway down, that cap's going to start gluing itself to the throat on the can. And it's going to get worse and worse. You know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, to a point where we'll probably trash the cap trying to get the glue out. Easy fix. I'm going to keep that cap tight. I'm simply going to store that on my shelf upside down. Now, I would suggest putting that in a baggie upside down. But also, too, make sure that cap's on because speaking from experience, a baggie of glue is no help at all. Now, next week, looking forward to this leather element because we're going to do a filigree cut. You're going to be amazed at how easy this is to do with one simple material that you probably already have in your home. Thanks for taking time to watch the leather element. Good luck with your projects.